Hey, one's Route 65 here on Jimmy Master Animatronics, and I wanted to make a little follow-up video to Donovan's video where he showed his sign from Toys R Us. As you mentioned on there, I did work there actually. I pretty much my first day working there was on the day they started liquidation in my location, and of course, I always had the need to like work there because of course it's a toy store. I absolutely loved toys and whatnot. But of course, I always kept making excuses and whatnot. And of course, my uncle asked me if I still need a job, and he pretty much just hired me without any interview because he was one of the managers at the store, assistant managers, I should say. And of course, long and behold, I worked there from the first of liquidation all the way until they shut down. And of course, while working there, I did get some really neat stuff that I just can't believe to have. First, we'll start off with the cabinets. So of course these were in the store. We actually had these in the electronics section of the store. And what would be in here would be of course DVDs, which of course is why like Blu-rays, like most of the more like new movies that would be in Blu-ray special combo packs, all that. These would be in the cases, and of course they would usually have a lock cord. This one doesn't have it. This one does, and I got the key to it because we couldn't remove it. And these things are in like a decent shape. Of course, these little things were falling off. Well, this one right down here is the one that pretty much all those kept falling off on. And I paid like approximately, these were 75 each, so I kind of paid like $100 and something for the two, and they were well worth it. Of course, I did clean the panels off one of them, I believe. I know I did. I had to make some adjustments, especially for the one at the bottom because it would get stuck. So I put some WD-40 in the wheels, and of course I tricked it out and I put some LED light strips on each shelving for both. And of course, here's where the wires. I actually make a hole for it. I mean, it doesn't. I know it would probably kill the value, but at the same time, I don't really plan on selling these anytime soon. And of course, I did end up taking the logos for Sphero and WowWee, because of course I love both those companies. They both make great robots. WowWee made all these guys, and Sphero made Ollie, the Sphero itself, BBA, and the tiny Sphero. Oh yeah, and the R2D2's back here too. So I got those, and I was like, can I take these signs? So I took as many as I could to fit each shelves, and that worked out. So that was great. That was like a really great purchase. Of course, it was a pain to load them onto the truck and bring them home and bring them up to my room. What else did I get? And of course, the greatest piece of them all is some of the signage and displays I got. Well, display, I should say. So, of course, at first, I was hoping I would be able to buy this, but I couldn't because they were going to pick it up and whatnot. So, of course, this actually has the evidence that this was Toys R Us. Name, TRU, and of course, date 5th to 19th. So, my uncle knew I wanted this thing so much. That's one thing. He knew I wanted it so much. And in one of my videos, I did say that I'm hoping to get the display. Long and behold, I got it. But before I got this, I actually took the display sign of Cosmo. So they let me take it. Like my the store manager's like, yeah, if you want, you can take it. And I'm like, okay, sweet. And of course, once it came to my final day, the store manager told me, if you come back the next day, you can just take it. And of course, since I just had the feeling something wasn't going to go well, I talked to our liquidator and he said, yeah, I'll sell it to you. I mean, make me an offer. It was going from 20, 50, and 10. He's like, the lowest you could do was 10. I'm like, I'll take it for 10. And it works. It does work. LCD screen does work, except I have it unplugged from the back. Because originally I was going to have the lights enabled on this, because this display actually lights up, and I never knew that, due to the fact it has a adapter that's dead. Of course, both things are unplugged, so if I were to plug it in, it wouldn't do anything. But it works, that's one thing, and of course we took off the casing, and we cleaned it off, put some little figures in there so it wouldn't be so empty. So that's like one of my greatest pieces into my collection, having the Cosmos display, because Toys R Us was the only store that got this, and I'm not sure if there were any other locations that got this exact same display. What else? I did get some other signs. I'm pretty sure a lot of you, when you go to the video game section, you will see they have those like giant poster signs of the new video games and whatnot. Pretty much, I was assigned to take those down. Me and another employee were both assigned to take him down, so we were, and they said that if there were any, we could take him, but if anyone, like any customer would ask, we couldn't let them. So I got two of them. One was like tech toys, and then I got a huge, amazing promotional poster of Mip meets Miposaur, which of course was the time when Miposaur was first released. And of course, you guys don't know who Mip is. He's a little robot all the way in the very back, and Miposaur is the dinosaur over there. I got a sign of him, and I also got a Jeffrey sign that usually would have like a Lego on the opposite hand. I got all of that, and of course, upon my first day working there, these were reserved for us, the Funko Pops Jeffries, which was nice. And of course, my mom bought me a Jeffrey plush. And of course, I have been hearing and seeing that they are coming back as Jeffrey's toy box, and of course, it's. But I've seen it's only in select Kroger's stores, and here in my hometown we don't have that, so we're not getting it, which sucks. And our Toys R Us building, it's still up. A lot of the shelvings and all this are still in there, but the letters are gone, and the exit and entrance signs, they've been like taped off or something like that. So I'm gonna miss that store a lot, because that was one store where I used to get some exclusive robots. Surprisingly, nothing WoW related, but like Extreme Fighter was one that I got there. These boxing robots, not these two, but the one up there, I got them from there. And Street Trooper was another one. And Ultimate Buzz Lightyear, my first one, I got from there too. And I think that's about mostly all robot related stuff that I got, if I remember correctly, because the only time we would go in there was just to like check out the new toys, either exclusives, because whenever my parents would go to the mall, I get bored of our mall easily, and I'm like, I'm out, I'm going to Toys R Us. And now without Toys R Us, it sucks, because Toys R Us was one store that used to sell, like I said, a lot of the exclusive toys for Pixar, or Thinkway toys, I should say. And now that it's gone, I'm pretty sure a lot of the stores, when like Incredibles 2 was released, I'm almost pretty sure there should have been some like real exclusive toys to be sold only at Toys R Us, but they're not here, so there's nothing that can be done about it. But like I said, these pieces from Toys R Us are just amazing in my collection. They benefited me a lot, and they look absolutely great. So this is like one thing I'm so glad I was able to work at Toys R Us, because it was actually something I've always wanted to do. But again, I always make excuses, because I'm the kind of kid, well, the kind of guy I should say, who really doesn't. Oh wait, I have to